I got some RC four-wheel drive semi-suspension kits here. One fully assembled and one comes in a bag all apart. This one here that has the red arms is the part number is here. That's the part number, and this is the one that you have to build. I'm going to take this off. There is no directions on either one of these kits. No directions. Part number for the one with the gold arms, and it's assembled, it comes assembled that way, is the part numbers here. It was double bagged. I just slid it back in the bag so I wouldn't lose the parts. Alright, here we go. These are 2 extra springs. These are metal springs. These are plastic. These are plastic springs. These are metal. They're pre-arched. I don't know if you can see that at all, but they're arched. These springs go under here. Under these plastic springs. If you want to stiffen your suspension up, if you're a heavy hauler, which I do a lot of heavy hauling. I got a whole bunch of trailers there for that. The arch, you want the arch to go down. It'd be up in the middle. So it's up in the middle, down to the other end. So it goes like that. That way there, push it down on your axles. They go in here. Both kits have them. Let me move some of this stuff here. Both kits have them. The springs are right over here on this kit. I'll put these out of the way so I won't lose them. Here's the one with the gold arms. It's pre-assembled. 1, 2, 3 screws. These are here. These are this one, this one, this one. This is the bolt you push through. These two you undo. I'm going to feed mine through the back. I'm going to take this back off. There's some bolts here, but see, this is thin, so it should slide right underneath here. There's a gap down in here. It should slide right underneath, right up to here. And then you put some Loctite on them. I use this Tamiya Loctite. It's red lock. I use it on a lot of my stuff. It's rubbery, kind of deal like hot glue, but it doesn't come undone. That's the part number. That's 2. What is that? 25 at the end. 25 at the end. Part number 25. See, I got it right here. This came up my semi, and I got a whole bunch of it still left. See if we zoom in on this. This stuff is rubbery, so it doesn't seize in there like hard plastic. So you can just unthread them back out. See, it's just like really sticky hot glue kind of deal. It's really good stuff. I had to take my truck apart a couple times, and it didn't seize them in there. That's why I recommend it. See this top plate? This is aluminum. Aluminum here. This is steel. These are aluminum or stamped metal of some sort. That's a stamped metal piece here. I'm looking over this thing here, and there's the springs. Oops. Alright, well, let's get over some of the technical stuff here, because somebody bought this kit. Put my hot glue thing back in there. Somebody bought this kit here. See, it's all in parts. There's a whole bunch of parts all in here. And it does not come with any directions. There's no directions in there. Nothing in there. So you gotta, what you call it, so guess how to build it, but I'm gonna try to make a little video up here where some of the stuff goes. Yeah, let's start with the top plate here. See, these are inset screws. They're down inside. See, this is flush here, but if you flip it over, the other side's inset, so that's their top. That'll be your top. These shackles here are solid. These are real nice because this is a heavier kit. Solid plastic pushed into you know, pipe. That's an aluminum pipe, I believe this is, with brass inserts. So if you look here, it's plastic. Whatever this metal is, pop metal of some sort. Exact same thing. So you got two weak points here and here could pull apart. Same thing down here. Is this is solid? Nothing will pull apart. And the only thing up here is a sway bar up on the top here to keep you from rocking back and forth. Which, when you have these springs tightened down on top of your axles, that will work against on top of your springs and all that. So this won't get that much force. These will get a lot more force when you're hitting stuff. So this is a heavier kit. When I build this kit, I'll make a video on it because I'm going to use this as a template to match up where some stuff goes. So I'm going to do a quick over this axle kit here to help you try to figure out where some of these parts go. Alright, so if you have this kit, you got all these mix and match parts. I don't know where the screws go until I get ready to build mine. These caps here, these are your brass little caps. They're right here. Right here. You're going to notice inside here, there's the brass little insert, the sleeve to keep them separated from this bracket and the springs. This is the bolt. It's a real long one. It goes all the way through into your cap. So you got to go through here. That piece, you might have to pull it off to put it onto the shackle in this part here. This part right here. Might have to pull that off. And this is where this metal piece goes. It goes like this. U-shape in here. Cap, brass piece, long threaded bolt. Put this in a U-shape. There's probably somebody out there having a nightmare trying to figure out how to build this, and hopefully you catch my video and this will help you out a little bit. That's what those brackets go. They go right in here. I would put Loctite and put the screws in. I would probably put them together through the top, then set this plate. Then set this plate on top. After you put all four screws in, then set your plate on top. Then put these in. That's how I would do it. That way you're not trying to go through all this to try to get up way up in here. You'll be really angling your screwdriver. I mean, you'd have to try to shoot it through here somehow. So I figured the top, you go in. It should be how that's how I'm going to build mine. Then put the top plate on. Okay, let's see what else. This is how these go. There is no angle. These are just go straight back. These rods here. These I can't think of the name what you would call these. Toe links maybe, or something like that they're called. But they're just straight. It doesn't look like there's a pattern to them. You might go, oh, there is a brass side to them. Brass on one side because that's how they press them. Solid on the other side. So I would assume you want the brass against this. The brass on this and put it through this way so it tightens and it can't pull apart. I'm probably going to do it that way. Well, actually, you probably want to go backwards. You probably want the brass be outwards. I don't think it really matters. These are probably pressed in there with so much pressure. Probably wouldn't. But I think I'm going to put my brass on the outside. Because then if they try to pull off, these try to pull off, they can't. It'll be just going harder and harder into the press part. If they try to go this way. So I would put brass on the outside. So it will just try to pull it inwards. When it tightens against the screw, it will just try to pull it in like you're trying to. So it'll be pulling this way. That's what I'll do. I'll put them like this way. So this side out. I'll put the solid piece on the which way do I want these? No, I want them this way. That's what I wanted. The brass on the out. So when you pull it pulls. You hit something hard, it'll pull, and it'll just try to drive this whole brass sleeve inwards, which will be tightening in there tighter. So you want the brass on the outside. That's how I'm going to do it. So if I hit something hard, it'll hit this arm with like a rock or something. It'll just try to seat this little brass sleeve inside this aluminum shrouding, this aluminum rod. You kind of got to think how you want to build these things, the best way to make it the strongest. Which mine are all carpet runner, so I shouldn't even worry about it. Alright, let's see if I can get this to focus on this piece. Alright, this goes up from underneath. There's a screw that goes through. Looks like there's a booty. Let's see if I can get this camera to... Oh, I had it focused before. But there's a booty here. It goes up into here, and then there's a rubber O-ring on top. So the booty goes through this bracket. Then you put the O-ring on top, which is here. This is a little rubber O-ring. I don't know what the camera's trying to focus on. There we go. That's a lot better. See, there's two different. This is like a booty. It goes through this thing all the way up to here, and then there's the rubber O-ring on top. Then you tighten it down. Put Loctite on here because this rubber O-ring will hold it, but I'll just do that. And let's see if I can get a side view. See how this is cut out? Comes down. This comes down. It's cut down and end, and that's the way it needs to go in your kit when you build it. See how that's cut down? And see how this is like a grommet? It's a grommet, it goes up through here and then it hits this rubber O-ring on top. So that goes through it. So somewhere in this kit, in this bag of parts here, or somewhere in here, there's a couple spots. There should be O-rings and grommets that push up through them. So if you look here, I don't know if you can see that, that's what, see they're cut out, they go up in there. So the grommet goes through the bottom, out to the top, and you put the O-ring on top, and then you tighten it down. Because the O-ring's definitely, I think, softer. I think the O-ring's definitely softer than that grommet. You can see how soft that O-ring is. So this is how these brackets here mount up. Little angle brackets up and around. Put the bolt through the back. This runs on the back side up here, and then on the outside over here. So it goes with the cap, put them on the outside. So they run like that. Outside, inside. These are aluminum or some type of sheet, heavy metal. I don't feel like they're aluminum. They're something heavier than aluminum. They go on the outside to hold the springs from coming out and hitting your tire. See, so when they go like that, when you put them on your axles are going to go down through here underneath. Your axles go underneath like that. That goes like that, and this goes against this, so that these, if they shift or anything, they will not hit your tires. They'll just go inwards if you hit something pretty hard. And I would recommend putting these springs in here, just because these are really soft plastic. There's not much to them. I mean, they're pretty stiff. They're probably stiffer than what's on the stock suspension here. Probably maybe a little stiffer. But I would recommend just putting these in here. We got them, they're free. I just think they should be in there in the first place, but maybe people don't want the looks or something. I'm not quite sure. Maybe they'll consider these might start rusting. They might start getting surface rust, and these are plastic. These are little nylon nuts, which is kind of really good. They don't come undone, so I would highly recommend only undoing it one time if you're going to put those springs in, and then tighten them up and leave them. Because every time you take these off and on and off, you just cut away at that nylon in there, and then they just eventually become useless. I don't know what else to really tell you. I mean, don't know where else to, if you guys can need this video to help put your axe together. I don't know what else I can really angle these to show you. Just remember these brass pieces go back in here. I would recommend if you have some know-how is get this kit. It's kind of brighter color. These are stronger. It's just gonna, you got a huge bag of parts here. Obviously these are gonna be different lengths. These are pan heads, and these are, you know, the tapered heads. They go down inside here, so those are pretty easy. 4 screws are easy. These are probably all the same length. These will be pretty easy. They're real long ones. They might be the same as these. These might be all the same. All these. And these might be the same. I'm pretty sure these are longer. They might not be, but if they're not, it'll be a lot easier because these will be all 4 the same. These 2 should be the... Nope, these are bigger. That's how you can tell. These are bigger. Those little heads, these are big heads. So you just find the 2 screws with the 2 big heads. They go in here. 4 real... And they're 8 real long ones go on the outside. These will be auto pre-assembled, so you don't have to worry about that. And so then you just need these. All 4 of these are really tiny heads. See how tiny these guys are? They're definitely smaller than these pan heads up here. So these are little tiny fellows, and they're not pan heads. They're just regular flat heads in there, or they're pan heads, but with like, I don't know what the ends you call the ends. They're different. So these might be all the same. You might have 1, 2, 4, 8 of those might be all the exact same size. So this kit might actually not be that hard to figure out, to put all these screws in there. It's just gonna have to use common sense where stuff goes. So the big ones go here, real long. Small heads, all 8 of them go on the outside here. These are little tiny fellows. There should be 8 of these little tiny fellows. They go all on the insides in here. Hold these on. And then there should be 6 of these. They should be all the same length. 4 of these cone head ones, or tapered ones, dished out ones. They're flat heads, they're kind of on the top. They're flat. These are all. And these might be the same as. Oh, these are little tiny short fellows in there. So these might be the only ones you're gonna have to try to figure out. They might be just a little different length than these. Find out here if they have a real long one here. Nope, these are little fellows. So they're definitely shorter than these. I think, and you know, they are. So you just have 6 of the same size and 2 they're going to be, those go there. I'll put that in a little later. So yeah, the kit shouldn't be that hard for you guys to build. I would recommend going with this one. I'm hoping my video here with this thing here will help you out put this one together. Yeah, the part number for the one that's a heavier style one is this part number right here. So if you guys need it again, that's the part number. Yeah, where's the other part for the other one here? I don't know what happened to the other part. Oh, here it is. And the one with the gold sleeves is this one right here. And this is from RC4 Drive. I'm gonna have to look up JD models. I'm not quite sure what they do. See, it says RC4 Drive right here. I think these might be the manufacturer, and then they sell them through RC4 Drive. I think I already looked this up. I don't think JD models. I think they're just the manufacturer of these things, and RC4 Drive sells them. This is a good sound kit. I'm gonna do a review on this. This is their RC4 Drive semi sound kit. I already have one. It has a turbo in there, air brakes. Forget it does a couple other things. It has air horns and stuff like that. It's kind of like the Tamiya. So here's the part number for this. Semi truck sound unit. From RC4 Drive. I'm going to probably do a review hopefully by next week or so on this. Just so people that wanted to know what it sounds like will know what it sounds like. I didn't know. I randomly tucked a $200 and something gas, and I'm happy with it. I'm gonna put in a lot of my construction equipment, so I'll probably order one of these up whenever I order a small order up, and I'll keep collecting these up because I've got a lot of equipment that stuff has to go into. And that's about it. I got a whole bunch of stuff from RC4 Drive. I got these cones for my semi kit. So I'm gonna use these around my trailer. These are like $6 or so for I think 12 of them. That's the part number. I'm just gonna have to make a random video of just knick-knack stuff because I want somebody to have experience with this stuff. So I got other videos on there. Just look at my channel. I'm gonna keep trying to put up a video a week or a couple a week whenever I get a free chance. And hopefully this helps somebody out that's stuck out there or trying to make the decision to buy it. There's two different ones, two different pros and cons. It's a little weaker because these might break or pull out. These things right here. You got a lot more links that could give way versus this one here. So I got this kit for this truck. And this one here is going for my grand hauler. I might actually put this in another truck and put air ride in my grand hauler, because then I can just put heavier springs in where the airbags are. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm like, every time I get something new like this, I can't find videos on YouTube, I'm going to make videos up so that you guys can have a good decision what you want to buy and go from there. Alright, check my YouTube channel out, and I should have a lot more stuff on there later on.